Check, check, check. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about neutral density filters. All right, before we get started here, let's see what we got in the mail. Ah, nice. Check that out. Joby ball head. This one's kind of neat. It's like black and red. Today, I want to talk to you about neutral density filters. I think by far they're one of the most essential tools in your kit. And what is a neutral density filter? They're basically sunglasses for your lens. So they cut out the intensity of light. And why would anybody want to do that? Because maybe you want a shallow depth of field. Maybe you have a 50mm 1.2 prime lens and you want to use it at 1.2 in the middle of the day. Normally you wouldn't be able to without a neutral density filter. You would boost up your shutter speed to maybe 1/4000th of a second, and then you would bring down your ISO all the way down to 100, but it's still blown out. It's too crazy blown out, and you're like, what the hell, what's going on? I thought I can shoot wide open on a sunny day. So that's where these bad boys come in. So this is the one I'm using right now. This is a 6-stop ND 82mm breakthrough photography X4 neutral density filter. They're very well reviewed. There's not a lot of color shift. So sometimes when you put on a neutral density filter, you'll get a little bit of color shifting just from the different coatings that some of the manufacturers use. So sometimes you'll get a little bit of green, or sometimes you'll get a drastic color shift. You'll have to fix that in post, which can be a pain in the butt. It's just the price you pay for using neutral density filters. This is an 82mm variable ND. This is by Tiffin. So this is the max, and then this is the minimum right here. So let me show you how that works. So you can see I'm getting darker, and watch, I'll get lighter again. So I don't usually use variable NDs because when I use them on wide angle lenses, you get this weird vignette. It's like a big giant X, and then you'd have to fix it in post. So I don't use those. I use solid NDs, which what I have right here is a 6-stop ND by Breakthrough Photography. These are great. I haven't had any problems with these, but there is supposedly supposed to be no color shift, which I haven't seen any thus far. Basically, I'm not here to talk just about NDs. I'm actually talking about this rapid filter system. So this is made by Alter. This was a Kickstarter, and then now they sell it on Adorama.com. What's interesting about this is, let me show you. So your filter goes on the top here, and then basically it's a door with some magnets. So if you can imagine, this is the front. Let me pry this apart without getting too crazy. And then basically, if you imagine, the lens is going to go right here, and then anytime you want to put it on, you snaps into place, and then whenever you are done, you open it up. So let me grab a lens and show you exactly how that works. So this is Alter's rapid filter system. Now, upon first opening, you notice that they provided some tools here for you. So you've got a wrench and an Allen key, and that is to adjust the tension of your hinge, and we'll set that aside. They've also provided a rubber mat. This is going to be used to get the rapid filter system off the front threads of your lens, and this just makes life a little bit easier. And then this here is the rapid filter system. So I have the 82. Upon first inspection, I just want to show you real quick. So right here, you see that's where your Allen key would go, and then on the flip side, this is where the wrench would go. So that's how you would adjust your tension. So it goes off a hinge system. So these magnets here are to keep the sort of door closed, so it doesn't fling open and break your filter, which would go right here. And then here's the inner ring, and this is what's going to screw on to your front element of your lens. And then this just allows you to spin it however you see fit. And I'll show you how to install that in just a second. Okay, so this is a Canon 24-70 2.8 second version. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this rubber mat in. So this is how I would do it. I don't put the filter on just yet because when you open this is the way that I get it on. You need to have it open. So if there's a filter here already on it, it just makes it a little bit harder to screw on. So you can do this a number of different ways. So basically you fit it as close as you can. You take your mat and then I start spinning it in the opposite direction so that I make sure that it just settles into that groove and there's like a little click. Okay. And then very carefully, and usually I do it like this, but in order to show you, I'm just gonna have it sideways. Okay, so I don't put it on too tight, just tight enough so it's not gonna go anywhere. And there you go. And it's a little offset right here so that you can easily push it open. So next we're gonna add the filter. So I've got my filter and I just do it as if I was screwing it onto the front of my lens, except we're just doing it on the rapid filter system. Okay, we don't want to do it too tight. And there you go. And you've got your rapid filter system ready to go. So the magnets are very strong, so just be careful. Let's say I don't want the hinge on this side of the lens. I'm just gonna hold the lens really tight here. And then I can move it any which way that I decide and it won't unscrew itself. So if I want it to flip up, it'll flip up. Okay, next I'm gonna show you how to remove it. Remove the filter from the front. Open the hinge, use your rubber mat, and then I don't twist this part. Like you can twist this part, but I end up twisting the lens because it's a little bit easier, and I usually do it like this, so I let gravity do the work. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it this way. So carefully spin your lens, and voila, easy as that. And that's Alta's rapid filter system. So now you've got your rapid filter system. And what's cool about it is like, oh, you're like, like how am I gonna, like it's gonna open? Cause like if I were to have it, like let's say it locks like this, right? And I wanna open it up cause I'm not using it. And I wanna focus, I'm like, oh shoot, my hand's in the way. You can move this any which way that you want, 360. So how I have mine, because I'm never like gonna use it on this side, because my hand's gonna be here, right? And if I really want to manual focus and zoom, I'm gonna use this other side of the lens. So I'm never really gonna touch this side. I don't close it all the way. You can also have it go up here too. I've seen a lot of people have it on the top, but I have it off to the side. And whenever I want to use it again, put it back on. And then let's say I want to go inside, take it off, then back outside again, and then back inside. So what's cool about this is that, like, I don't like to use a lot of variable ND filters, so this works great for me. So if I want to just have one filter that's really, really dark, then I could just pop it off and pop it on. You can use the variable NDs. It's not like you have to use the solid NDs on top of Alta's rapid filter system. I just happen to use the regular solids. So it's totally up to you. It's your preference. I've seen people use the variable NDs. I choose to use the solids because I like them because of the wide angle, like weird vignette thing that happens. So Alter, you're doing a great job with these rapid filter systems. They're super sleek, and I love how it rotates. And what's great about it too is that when I have a solid ND, such as this one, I can put my lens cap on top. Boom. You can't do that with a variable ND. If you see here, it doesn't fit. And then with my solid, I can just, boom. So anytime I'm ready to go, just open it up. If I'm outside, just take my lens cap off. So these things are very useful. Once you've kind of got these on, they're not like the easiest thing to take off. I always keep this in my bag just in case. They make it so much easier for taking off the rapid filter system. It's a great investment. It's been really helpful. This has been living on my 15-35 RF since I got it. So I wanted to give you guys a quick update. I just realized when I took my my RFS out on a shoot, I noticed that when I got back home, there was a little bit of vignetting on the sides. That was due to my ultra wide angle zoom lens, which is the RF 15-35 2.8. So I contacted Alter, and they had mentioned that I would need the RFS Plus. And the RFS Plus is basically, it's like a step ring built into the rapid filter system. And what you would need is, you would need, obviously, it's like if you were going to a 77mm to an 82, the thread size would be 77, the filter size would be 82. So for my lens, the 15-35, I would need an RFS Plus, which would be a 82 to a 95. So what that means is that I would need a 82 to a 95, an 82mm for my lens thread, and then a 95mm for my filter size thread. So basically I would need to get 95mm filters, which I don't know if I'm gonna do. This works great on my 24-70. However, if you have an ultra wide angle lens like a 16-35, 15-35, 14-24, you might want to reconsider about getting a bigger, like an RFS Plus. So that means that your thread size for your filters would be much bigger than possibly 82, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, because most of my filters don't go beyond 82. So that's something I have to think about, but otherwise it works really great on my 24-70. I'm not saying I don't recommend this product. So if you're shooting at maybe 24, or if you're shooting at 35, I think this is a great product. But if you're shooting super wide and if you're vlogging, you might think about looking into a RFS Plus. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on my picture. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in the picture here. This is near Rodeo in Beverly Hills, and this is post-looting. I don't know if it actually got looted, but they are boarding up a lot of stores, especially jewelry stores. So if you can see here in the corners, there is significantly intense vignetting. So that is the outer rim of the rapid filter system. Just something to be aware of if you do have this lens and you are planning to vlog or you're doing some landscape stuff. I just want you to be aware that there is a little bit of vignetting. If you like this video and you like these reviews, please leave a comment down below, hit the like button and subscribe. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.